Hello, hello, hello. This is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere, and it is time to return to Victorian England and Sherlock Holmes. Crimes and Punishments. We are still in the middle of the Abbey Grange affair. However, I think this is going to be finishing up very quickly. I have a feeling, just have a feeling. Alright, now we had just gotten some documentation from Wiggins, I believe. So we just got the register from Wiggins. No, desk. Oh, the wrong spot. Yes, let's examine the register here.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor.
Okay.
And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
November the 7th. Okay. Alright.
I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
Yeah, I think I agree on that one. So Rogers, no. Talcott, no. Oh!
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
So he's not the right one, okay. So, Woods.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Good to know. He's not on that one. Jacobs or Graham. No, alright. So we've eliminated them. Ah, here's the Rock of Gibraltar.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Ah. Okay. Let's see. Tyler, no. Robert Gordon, no. Hawkins, no. Hardly. Oh, here we go.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Okay, so we've eliminated three more people. Or a few more people. Okay, Bass Rock. Ah, Jack Crocker.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
Oh, well, that's a possible. And I don't see a Thomas Walker or a Herbert Willington. Let's take a look at the other one. Let's see. Sanders, Linder, Thomas Walker.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
As is Herbert.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Makes sense. It does make sense. Okay. So we gotta get Mr. Crocker here. And that's actually our last person I think we're gonna be meeting someone. So let's tell Wiggins to get
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Yes. Okay, Wiggins, I have a task for you.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
I don't think it's too dangerous yet, Watson.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Yes.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her. From when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... And what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Alright. Let's take a study of this man here. Get this done. Ah! His eyes. Clear look. Honest. He's honest. I just saw something here, didn't I? Strong build. Yeah, let's not linger on that part of the body too long there. Ah, boots. Clean boots. Oh, sea knife. Oh, yes. Well, that would explain the rope. I'm missing something. And there's something else here. Just... Oh, here it is. Newspaper ink. Oh! Well, I'm gonna say he tied her up. Sailor's knots, you know.
Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You all that evidence?
Sailor's knots.
Yes, as she was tied with the sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is wrong anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard Shark. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night.
That was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. That case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No, there is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So what's left then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Indeed, we do.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Alright. So we now have that his statement. And it gives us something new here. Involvement or alibi. So let's look at the involvement option and see what it tells us. That the captain is the killer. Oh. See, I could declare him the killer. But I don't know. but I don't know which is the choice. Alright. You see, I don't believe him to be the real... I don't believe him to be guilty of murder in the sense of that he wanted to kill the person. I think he did something to defend Lady Brackenstall. I think that's the most... That one clicks best with me. Is this your moral choice? Yes, let's see how it plays out. Then we'll see if it is the best
could
choice.
you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Barely an hour has passed.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage.
Yeah.
I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
Yep.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Uh-oh. Now we gotta... Don't want him to kill himself here. Thank God.
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations.
Yes.
See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury.
Yes.
Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Yes.
Vox populi, vox Dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night.
Yes.
Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
Yes.
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Mm-hmm. I feel that that is the best option. And if I check this, I have a feeling it's gonna say that we made the right choice. Yep. Okay. That I can believe. He killed him, the man. And so now, we move on to another case. The 5th case. The Kew Gardens drama is the next one. solved. 93% of the people solved it the same way, and people made the same. Not many made the same. Not as many made the same moral choice. Deduction. So some evidences. Okay, so we are now in the Kew Garden dramas.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, what is going on?
The hell?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Okay, we will go in a moment. Because I gotta check things here. And included, say, hi, Toby!
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Ah, you got to love Toby. And personally, I wouldn't. Let's take a look at our trophies. Chronicle. Yep. No. Okay. I guess that was some. Now let's look at our trophy. No. Silver fork. Okay. Let's take a look at our letters real quick. Because there's something here, so we could see what happened in the last case. Lady Brackenstall's confession. Dear Mr. Holmes, I have finally found the courage to write you a letter. I could scarcely find the words to express my gratitude for your kindness. On the terrible day I believed my life to be ruined, but at the same time I realized there to be one person in the world who truly loved me and who I loved in return. His name we both know. He is Captain Jack Crocker. His love has given me true reason to live. Even if we cannot be together in the end, none of this would have happened without you, Mr. Holmes. That's very nice. Okay, time to go to the Kew Gardens. Holmes is an avid beekeeper, too. In fact, in the later stories, he retires to tend to bees. Actually, during that time, it has one of my favorite cases. Okay. Let's get out of it. Ah!
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Yes, the Botanical Gardens. It's a very lovely place, and one place I've been to in my life is Longwood Gardens, which is down south of Philadelphia. Very nice place. I recommend anyone to go there.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer, and without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favour for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens, and that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition.
Oh.
We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Huh. Interesting.
Here it is. This is the place where those plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
Yes.
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're
Oh.
very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear.
Ah.
Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
Yeah. That's, very tough. Alright. Okay, so first off, let's get the display list here. Alright.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Yep, alright, so now we have that.
Do not touch.
Well, that's just downright understandable. Yet both say do not touch.
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
That's definitely not a good sign. what about this?
These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
Yes. A nice little mention of that case. Which is probably one of those facts that cements where this occurs in the timeline of the games. As I often say, this is third game in this.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Oh.
Blood.
Yes. And a broken
This sign
sign.
is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound.
Hello, what's that?
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Yeah. Hello. There's dirt here.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot.
Yeah.
The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
Interesting. There's footprints there. A broken pot.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
There's footprints.
The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
Yes. Oh. This panel's damaged.
The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Curious. Really, that's what that's called? Huh. Never knew that's what that area was called. You know, where the latch for the door goes in. Oh, the things you learn.
The esconson was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection.
All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Yes. Okay, so let's walk in here. Okay. Breaking the door. Alright, so let's see. So let's see.
No, it wasn't like that.
No. Okay, so let's see. No. Let's see. He's staggering and fell. So that must be the right sequence there.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Yes. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to do that we're going to finish this up here. And then we will call it an episode. So let's take a look here. Look around. Interesting. Oh,
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
I can tell. But this
Very
side,
strange. Half of the colonial collection is absent.
yeah. Detergent.
The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
Stone chip.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow.
Yeah.
A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
Okay. And these window panes.
These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Interesting.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
Interesting. And we've looked at this display over here. See, there is something very odd. And I think we are going to need to do some more... Oh, what's this?
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Alright. Now, we have some deductions we're going to make. And that gives us a point. Since the room was emptied and Dunn was trapped, we need to perform an autopsy. Plain and simple. So, we are going to head off to Scotland Yard so we can have the autopsy performed. And we will do that in the next installment. As always, this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere, inviting you to subscribe to the channel and check out other playthroughs in the series I've done. I've played through Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper and Sherlock Holmes the Awakened, which was referenced in this particular part here. I am also working my way through Alien Isolation, if you are a fan of Alien or survival horror or anything like that, which has been a very tricky game so far. Although I've gotten a nice little fun toy in the last installment of that. I am also working my way through the several LucasArts games and currently working through the Monkey Island franchise, as I am currently on Curse of Monkey Island. I am also working through some games of a Lovecraftian nature, currently playing Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. Oh, that's a tricky one too. And I also do a bunch of runs through the game of Monstrum. I'm also working my way through the Mist series, currently working on Uru, which is set between Mist 4 and Mist 5. And I am also playing through the Doom franchise, currently working on Final Doom. And this Doom franchise, what I'm working through is basically containing the same primary character. So until next time, again, subscribe to the channel and take a look. You might find something you might have never heard of before, or a game that you might have been interested in and want to see how somebody gets through it. Take care all as we depart from the game here. Well, once we're inside
I
Scotland
asked
Yard.
Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
Yep. And from there, take care all. Bye.